So I'm going to take you through the squad for South Africa versus Wales and tell you what I think is going to happen in this game. So starting with Wales in the front row, at number 1 we have Thomas, at number 2 we have Ellis, and at number 3 we have Lewis. So this is an interesting front row. Ellis and Lewis have got a fair few amount of caps with 27 and 23 respectively, with Ellis being the incumbent hooker in the Six Nations. He had a few problems, I think, was it in the November series? I was hearing people weren't really liking him as a hooker. Whereas Gareth Thomas, he's only got 7 caps for Wales, I believe. So in the locks, we've got Will Rollins and Adam Beard. Adam Beard, a very experienced lock, was a British and Irish Lion, so should be expecting a lot from him. With his line-out defence is particularly very good. Will Rollins, an experienced rugby player, but he's not got a lot of international experience. He's only got 9 caps for Wales, but he has done pretty well when he has played for Wales. But again, it's another inexperienced player in this Wales pack. In the back row, Wales have Dan Lydiate, Tommy Raphael, and Tulupi Faletau. So, of course, Dan Lydiate and Faletau, 2 hugely experienced players for Wales, both easily over 50 caps. But it is going to be Tommy Raphael's first game for Wales. Making her debut in the pack against South Africa is not going to be an easy thing to do. A bit of a baptism of fire for this inexperienced back row. So we'll see how he gets on in this game. At the halfback partnership, we've got Kieran Hardy as number 9 and Dan Biggar at 10, who is also the captain for Wales. So yeah, Kieran Hardy is another player who's got low caps. I think he's got less than 10 caps for Wales, but he has shown some good promise in the games he has played in. And of course, Dan Biggar, hugely experienced 10, one of the best 10s in the world, was starting for the British and Irish Lions in the summer, captained Wales in the Six Nations, which didn't necessarily go how Wales wanted to go, but is a fantastic 10 to have running your attacking line, and also one of the best place kickers in World Rugby, so will be a huge threat from the boot. So in the centres, at number 12 we've got Nick Tomkins, and at number 13 we have the return of George North, who's been out for quite some time. Has he played at all this season? Because he wasn't able to go on the Lions tour last season because of this injury, but I'm not sure he actually came back during the season or not. But Nick Tomkins has been playing this season, been playing for Saracens very well. Of course, they got to the Premiership final, and he was a key player for them in that. But very interested to see how George North will do on his return to Wales after his injury. And in the back line, we've got Josh Adams, Lewis Rees-Zammit, and Liam Williams. So an absolutely fantastic backline here. Liam Williams, fantastic under the high ball, great going forward, really started to find his form again, I think, for Wales in the Six Nations. He was a bit off it before that. In my opinion, shouldn't have been on the Lions tour last summer. I don't think he really earned his place there. But yeah, Josh Adams, absolutely fantastic winger. He was the top try scorer in the Lions tour last summer, right? But didn't really play much in the tests. And of course, Lewis Rees-Zammit was another British and Irish Lion, but I'm not sure he actually got capped in one of the test matches. But of course, we all know how dangerous he is flying down the wing with his pace, and I think he's actually improved a lot defensively in recent months. So on the bench, we've got Lake, Carey and Francis as the backup front row. Then have Alan Wynne-Jones and Josh Navidi as the other backup forwards, with Thomas Williams as the backup fly half, Gareth Anscombe as the backup number 10, and Owen Watkins as the utility back on the bench. Now on to the South African team. Please do forgive my pronunciations for this. But in the front row we have Oxenche, Benangi Mbanambi and Franz Malherbe. So this is a fantastic front row. Like I've said many times, South Africa have the best front row in World Rugby and the second best front row in World Rugby. As you see on the bench, they have Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff and Vincent Koch, which is just insane that they get to have this starting front row and then bringing that front row on. And I would be absolutely terrified if I was a Welsh prop right now and a Welsh rugby fan, because I was terrified when Scotland played them in November. In the locks, we have Eben Etzebeth and Lud de Jager, an absolutely fantastic and well-experienced second row. Again, probably one of the best second rows in the world, if not the best second row in the world. Now, in the back row, we have got Sia Khaleesi, Franco Mozart, and Jasper Wiese, another absolutely world-class group of forwards there. Of course, we all know how good Sia Khaleesi is as a back row forward, and I believe South Africa you wear the numbers the other way around, right? So he is a 7 from my perspective. And is absolutely fantastic at getting over that ball. An absolute physical beast, along with the likes of Jasper Wiese and Franco Mozart. Jasper Wiese, I think, also just off the back of winning the English Premiership. Now, coming into the halfback partnership, they have got Faf de Klerk and Elton Jantes. So very interesting. They haven't gone for Andre Pollard at all. He's not even on the bench. I believe he is fit and would be capable to play, but he did apparently just fly in last Saturday, so I think they went with Jantes over that reason. But it is interesting that he's not even on the bench either. So if there's anything more going on that South African fans out there know about, please let me know in the comments, because I haven't heard anything more than that he's just not been picked. And of course you have Faf de Klerk at 9, who is potentially the best 9 in the world, definitely the best box kicking 9 in World Rugby, and is a fantastic asset to how South Africa like to play the game. Now in the centres we have Damien Dalendi at 12 and Lekanyuam at 13. So this is their World Cup winning partnership, still doing absolutely amazing. Lekanyuam playing for the Sharks, but he also left mid-season to play in Japan for a bit, so that was an interesting thing to see. And Damien Dalendi currently playing for Munster. I believe he is leaving this season, right? But yeah, absolutely one of the best centre partnerships in World Rugby. So in the backline, they have Makazole Mapimpi, Cheslin Colby, and Damien Willemse. So of course, Mapimpi and Colby, we all know how absolutely amazing those two are. Complete flyers on the wing, score tries for fun, step players for fun. Absolutely demolish teams every time they play them. Mapimpi was amazing against Scotland in November when I was there. But of course, Damien Willemse, not sure if he's a shock in there or not. Willie Leroux is on the bench, but Willemse is a URC winning fullback. So he's probably deserved his chance there. He's got 12 caps for South Africa, and it will be very interesting to see how he goes against Wales, who have a very good kicking game, and will probably try and put their fullback under a lot of pressure. So on the bench, I've already gone over who the backup front row are, or well, the not so backup front row are. They also have Salomon Murat, Elrich Lowe, Quagga Smith, Herschel Jantes, and Willie Leroux, as I previously mentioned. So how do I think this game will go? Well, I don't think this game is going to go very well for Wales at all. I mean, I think if I was a Wales fan and we finished within 15 points, I'd probably be quite happy with that. They were not convincing in the Six Nations. Yes, they beat Scotland, I remember very well, but they still were not very convincing in that game, because neither team was very convincing in that game. They were the team who Italy ended their long-running winless run in the Six Nations against, with that fantastic late try at the end of the game. I don't know, it's Wales. Whenever their back's in the corner, they normally come out punching and they can do quite well. But I'm going to say South Africa by 20 points. That might be me being a bit harsh, but I've not seen anything from Wales to say that they will be able to compete. But anyway, let me know what you think down below. And if you would like to see my preview of the All Blacks versus Ireland game, check this video out right here.